It becomes quite wearying to hear about atrocities like this, but the worst thing we could do is get bored of it and just stop paying attention. So we begin with footage of another all-ages drag show, quote unquote, in Texas, attended and documented by Sarah Gonzalez of The Blaze. She says that she has more footage on the way, but the 30-second clip that she posted yesterday is shocking enough on its own. It shows a man in drag lifting up his skirt and gyrating around while people throw money at him. And in the background,
look at them throwing money around like it's a strip club. Y'all look like you at a Denny's, and there's fucking kids in the background. Imagine if I put on the web of me taking my kid to a strip club. I would get torched for the shit. But yet if it's drag, it's fine. What the fuck kind of world do we live in that matters so much? That these motherfuckers, drag queens or whatever the fuck y'all want to call them, feelings matter so much. Your kids matter more than their fucking feelings. That's facts. And it blows my mind that these people are like, it's inclusive. I want my kid to be introduced to this at a young age so they know that they can do whatever the fuck they want. What are you trying to teach them? That they can go sleep with pedophiles? What are you trying to teach them? Because I highly doubt that anybody with a fucking head on their shoulders that wants to dress how they do is okay with doing it in front of children. I feel like even a trans person with a head on their shoulders would be like, no, that's crossing the line. You are showing your body to children. How is that not uncomfortable for you? You should feel weird. You should feel nasty, and you should be disgusted with yourself for doing that shit. You ain't enlightening them. You aren't giving them no knowledge. You're being a creep, and you're showing your genitals to a child, which is crazy that people are even allowing it to happen. It should be a fucking crime scene.
You can see a child who can't be more than, 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, bro, that should make my blood boil.
Confused and obviously completely disturbed. Meanwhile, the music, which is blasting through the restaurant, is
Cardi B,
so vulgar and sexual that I can't play the clip with sound, and I can't even quote the lyrics to you. All I can say is that it's a woman rapping in extremely graphic terms about her genitals and about the various sex acts that she wants to perform. So there's at least one child in the building.
Like whatever, I get PG, I get PG-13. What happened to rated R? Is rated R just, well, it doesn't matter as long as I don't care if my kid sees it. Like, it should fucking matter. Your kid shouldn't be exposed to that shit.
Listening to that while watching a cross-dressing man dance around with his skirt pulled up to reveal the women's underwear underneath.
Just nasty.
This is happening in Texas.
If you want to sit here and pretend like grown-ass men that are pedophiles won't just change their gender to dance in front of children with barely any clothes on, you're crazy. You're crazy as fuck. These motherfuckers don't care about shit. And they're it's disgusting. There's no words for it. Disgusting doesn't even meet the requirements to how nasty it is.
Emphasize that enough. That so many of these things, so much of this footage that we're getting is from Texas. It's this bad in Texas. So we can be sure that it's even worse pretty much everywhere else in the country, especially in a place like Oregon, where, as Andy No reports for the Post Millennial, a bar is planning a drag show this coming weekend
kids,
featuring an 11-year-old performer.
Oh my God, dude.
Reading from the article.
Oh my God, bro. And they're promoting it because it's weeks prior. He knows about it. He knows that there's going to be an 11-year-old kid dancing there with barely any clothes on and dressed slutty. Like, don't even do it justice for how nasty that is. Anybody that goes to that fucking show should be taken in handcuffs and put in jail. Or worse.
Controversy has erupted after a pub in Eugene, Oregon, announced it is hosting a drag queen event featuring an 11-year-old child. An investigation by the Post Millennial has revealed that one of the child's
whoever their fucking parents is disgusting, and CPS is gonna investigate them. That's bullshit, bro. You gonna let your kid? You gonna let your kid walk on a stage sexualizing themselves? How is that okay with you? How are you a parent and that's okay with you? And it's not like they grieve because there ain't no way they're making a bag off this. They might make a few thousand, which is a lot to some people, but at the same time, it ain't no bag. It ain't going, and even if it was a bag, it's your fucking child. No money should amount more than your child.
Drag moms, quote unquote, was recently charged with child
sexual offenses. Man.
Quote, are you excited for Drag Queen Storytime brunch this Sunday morning? Old Nick's Pub asked in a Facebook announcement. Vanellope is here to show you what an 11-year-old drag queen can do. The post featured several photos of Vanellope craving McPherson DuPont. That's the stage name of the child, including one where she is touching her chest and her mouth is open. The post-millennial is not publishing the real name of the child. Old Nick's Pub is known locally in the university town for being a leftist bar, and it frequently hosts drag shows as well as sexual fetish events. Vanellope has performed at different events around the state of Oregon, sometimes with grown male performers in risque outfits since at least 2018. The girl has Cash App and Venmo accounts where adults often send her cash tips. Photographs on her Facebook page also show her being showered on.
These parents are prostituting their kids. How was that not obvious? This girl has a Cash App. She don't even have a bank account. Is she even allowed to work at 11? Her, him, whatever the fuck. Oh my God, dude. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Oh, it leaves you speechless.
Stage with dollar bills.
Ooh, by the way, bro.
As you may note there, this article and others that I've read about this refer to the child as her. But if this is a drag queen, then you would think that would mean the child is actually a boy. Unless they've now started dressing little girls up like drag queens too, which maybe they have. I'm not sure what's the case here, but either way, whether a girl or a boy, drag is an inherently sexualized,
fucking nasty
burlesque performance. And there is no universe in which it would be acceptable to include children, either male or female, in such a spectacle in any capacity.
What's even more sad, and I'm sorry I keep pausing this, what's even more sad is that the general public sees this and they're too scared to say something about it because they lose their job, they get canceled, or they get fined, or whatever. Who knows what the fuck will happen to a regular person? That is bullshit, man. It's like these government motherfuckers are blackmailing regular civilians into letting their kids be used as sexual objects to pedophiles. There's no other group of people that would want this other than pedophiles. Or just ignorant people.
Whether as spectators or especially as performers. Continuing on, it says, Vanellope's handler, Jennifer Hibbs, is also her drag mom. She uses a stage name Sunshine Ray McPherson and is a longtime LGBTQ activist.
Groomer.
Hibbs clarified she is not the girl's parent or guardian, as previously reported, but is the handler for the child. Ooh. Quote, her actual mother does her choreography so that it's all appropriate, Hibbs said. We wouldn't let her do anything suggestive. It's terrible that people assume that we would let her do that. We're the terrible ones, you see.
Oh my God,
not the adults who are sexualizing and taking advantage of a child. We're the terrible ones. It's our assumptions that are terrible. But here's another important detail from those reports. It says, on August 11th, Vanellope's other long-term drag mom, Kelsey M. Boren, who uses the stage name Always Craving, was arrested in Lane County and charged with 12 felonies related to making and distributing child porn. Prosecutors found the 32-year-old such a danger to the public that they successfully petitioned the...
You can't make this shit up, bro. It sounds like a whole fake-ass story that you would read in, like, some... I don't even know what you would read it in. It just doesn't even sound real. How in the fuck does CPS not step in? How can you have a child when you have 12 felonies related to making porn for children, out of children? Oh my God, what the fuck?
The judge to deny her bail. At the time of her arrest, Boren was a teaching assistant for a special education student at Vinetta Elementary in Vinetta, Oregon. She allegedly told detectives that her need for child porn was like a, quote, uncontrollable itch that she couldn't stop.
Oh now, my God.
A few things here are confusing. Well, more than a few things, but focusing just on these for a moment. For one thing,
respect to him for being able to discuss this with composure, because I couldn't.
Of the various people mentioned here, which are actually females, though they all use female pronouns. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, I suppose. The child is being exploited either way. The adults are creeps and degenerates and worse either way. But that is the confusing aspect of this. Also, I was not previously familiar with the term drag mom. Though from context, it seems that this is just
Right.
another way of
Like,
describing
really
a
though.
professional
Like, think
groomer.
about that. It's like drag queen is supposed to be like an adult doing whatever the fuck they want. Drag mom, that's a mom that's like, here, kid, be different. Show your body. Fuck that shit.
The quote drag child is handed over to the drag mom to be groomed and conditioned. It seems to be essentially a sort of pedophilic, predatory
Grooming.
farm system that the groomers have set up.
Yep.
So, what can be done about this? That's really
That's
the question.
fucking nasty, dude.
We've established that this is happening, and it's only getting worse over time. Progressivism does what the name suggests, what the label suggests. It's progressivism, so it progresses, except that it progresses in the same sense that, say, cancer progresses. It keeps spreading and getting worse and eating away.
Man, they must be listening because I ain't never had my camera turn the fuck off. This motherfucker just turned off out of nowhere. My fault to y'all watching. I'm gonna edit it to make it look like nothing happened, but that shit took too long to fucking fix.
In the same sense that, say, cancer progresses. It keeps spreading and getting worse and eating away at our civilization until it is stopped, or until it destroys its host. And just like cancer, stopping it is not a gentle or a painless process. The farther along the cancer is, the more aggressive you have to be in fighting it. Culturally, we are approaching, if we haven't already reached, a terminal state, which means we have to be all the more aggressive, which calls for two things. First, obviously, involving children in drag events in any capacity should be outright criminalized everywhere.
Yes.
There is no other way. This
doesn't make sense
until police are breaking down the doors at these places and carting the adults away in handcuffs.
Yes, bro.
Charge them
Yes.
all as
And yet they trying to arrest the adults who don't allow the shit. Instead of arresting the motherfuckers who want their kids to walk on a stage in some sexualized clothing, they want to arrest the adults that don't allow it. If you don't agree with their fucking pronoun, you need to be locked away. You need to have CPS called on you. How? How in the fuck does that make sense?
Files. Throw them in prison.
Oh, bro.
And whenever they get out, if they do get out, put them on the sex offender registry for life.
Life.
That man in the
They
first
shouldn't
clip
get out.
dancing around with his skirt up.
I said, no, let's fuck that and said it. Like, I don't know, because if you are okay with your child being sexualized, I don't think you should see the light of day, honestly. It's your child, it's your flesh and blood. They should be someone that you love more than yourself, and you're letting people take advantage of them for what? For what? It may be extreme, but these motherfuckers shouldn't see the light of day. That's bullshit. And they damn sure should never see their fucking kids ever again.
Treated legally as a child predator. That's the level of protection that our children are owed, and the people sexualizing and exploiting them are owed that level of punishment. This is something that needs to start in red states, and if Republicans take over the White House, it should be handled on the federal level as well. I know that that Republicans in Congress have just put out a bill that would that calls for the defunding, that forbids the federal government from funding or facilitating the sexualization of children in any form, and that includes,
of course, they did
sexually explicit.
You mean all the Epstein buddies? All the people that didn't get put on this list, that they don't have their plug no more. They don't got this plug for child sex trafficking. They don't got their child sex trafficking plug no more. Of course they're trying to make it legal. Why would they not try to make it legal? If they don't make it legal, they're going to get caught eventually. These records, these videos, these statements, all this shit's going to come out eventually. Of course they're going to make it legal. Why would they not want to make it legal? They're scared that they're going to go to jail. If they don't make it legal now, they're going to be in prison. So obviously they're going to do everything they fucking can to change this shit. Motherfucking nasty ass creeps.
In schools, that includes drag queen, drag queen story hours and all the rest of it. And that's good, because certainly we should not be funding or in any way facilitating any of that. But we've got to go far beyond that. This should all be criminalized.
Oh God.
Second,
and I really want to finish the video, but I'm already almost at 15 minutes. I'm going to edit a lot to even make it 15 minutes. But I really want to finish this video. If y'all want me to finish it, please comment down below, and I have no problem finishing it, because I bet he has some banger ass points. But with that being said, even though it's such a frustrating video, like, comment, and subscribe. Love y'all. Deuces.